Funny how touchy this thing is when you're live. See here, I'm gonna fire up some saws today. Hopefully all goes well and we'll have a little less chaos than normal. Get this saw fired up. I still gotta run a file through the McCulloch. But yeah, we'll get this one warmed up a little bit. Alright, how's it going, everybody? So, today we're just going to run the Mac 1010 next to the Stihl 032, and I'm going to kind of see which one's better. I have a bunch of saws in this kind of CC range, and sometimes I think it's these two that are the best. So I've got them kind of tuned in. The 032 I got pretty much where I like it. The Mac 10 is a touch rich, I think, still, but I also need to file about half of the chain real quick, so we'll file that up real quick and we'll give them a quick side by side. They both have the same chain, and the Stihl got just a really quick once over with the file, and I'm going to do the same on the McCulloch as well. Appreciate everybody for watching and being here. Hopefully we won't have too much chaos today, but knowing me, we probably will. I just want to clean this up a little tiny bit. Nothing too crazy. So, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna do just a quick file, nothing too crazy. We'll go ahead and grab a little vise here. All right, I just realized it was going to be way faster to run that through a file on a on the on the bench because I can't do anything accurately on lives. So anyway, I'm going to fire this one up real quick. We'll run it through, and then we're just going to do a couple side by sides. I have a few others that are in the same range, and I'm really curious to which one's best. I feel like they're all tuned in pretty close. Let's fire it up, see what happens. I don't even know if I need a choke on this one. Maybe so. Oh yeah, she's completely out. It's always a great sound when your saw just gets super lean. Let me, if anybody can tell, is the whole saw in the shot here? I'll adjust if not. Yeah, let's see if I got some more feel. I'm kind of short on it. I was actually going to take everybody on a firewood run this afternoon, but I just didn't have enough fuel. So, let's see what I got here. Probably take some out of a couple other saws. I just mostly wanted to kind of go live just for a minute and yeah, say hi to everybody and grab some feel. Both of these saws have the same chain, but they're chains that have that little safety nub there by the raker. Not the best chain, but it will work. Pretty much out of gas, so probably could take a little out of something else. See if that'll work. I'd like to make a few more cuts. I think I'll just take the feel out of this Johnson's if possible. If I can do it without spilling it everywhere. Let's see how this goes. Wish me luck. This is the kind of thing you get with me, like I said. We're here for entertainment. You guys get to watch me learn as I go. If you want to learn some real stuff, I recommend guys like Buck and Billy Ray and so many others out there. You know, I'm learning as I go. Having a lot of fun. Let's set this one off to the side here. I wanted to run to the forest to get a bunch of firewood. There were some downed trees. We took a camp trip and there was a lot of downed trees. Really easy to get to fir trees. And just great firewood and nice easy location. So it was blocking the road to our favorite campsite. So our favorite campsite near my town where we can go, and we have a bunch of big firewood piles up there, but you can see some spots, just you can see all of town. It's not a very big town, only a couple thousand people, but still really amazing to be miles and miles away out in the middle of nowhere, and then you catch a glimpse of the lake and the ocean and everything. It's a pretty cool spot. Nice beautiful sunset. But trees are definitely an issue up there. They did a lot of clear cut. Now it's still just a little bit rich there. I think I'm going to lean it out a touch on the high, and unfortunately you got to pull the cover off. With my experience, each saw has kind of been different, especially some of these others where I haven't rebuilt the carbs or anything. Some are really touchy to tune. Some are a lot easier. The 032, I was able to kind of get it right where I wanted it really quickly and really. And I'm still learning a lot. I mean, I give myself a lot of trouble. Believe me, I've made a lot of saws run the way I want them to. Never once on a live stream. Usually if it's on a live stream, I will mess it up. But I also do think that this filter, I don't know if you can tell, but it's just rotted out. And there's got to be some other ways to rebuild that a little bit. Anyway, I'm just going to lean it out a touch on the high and fire it up and see if it gets any better. There's a huge couple of knots right here too, so it's gonna fight me a little bit right there. Feels way better. Now perhaps I'll put this filter back on and maybe it'll richen up a little bit more. I don't know. I can tell you it feels way better. But, find out. It's a learn with me kind of thing, you know. Messed with before I started messing with chainsaws, I did quite a bit with cars. I built some old four-wheel drive Subarus, and I took high-low transmissions from late models and converted them all into four-wheel drive and lifted them up a bunch and really did some pretty cool stuff. Still have one of them, but used to build a couple Subaru Brats and a lot of Jeeps and stuff like that, and worked in automotive forever. So anyway, let's fire it back up and see if it's going to stay kind of where it was, and then we'll kind of run them side by side. Although if I'm super honest, I feel like the Still's chain is just a touch better. I just rushed this one through the file As I try to do it out here in front of you guys, there's no way. Maybe as I get better at lives, I can do a little more. But if you were here before and saw my chain incident, then you already know. Now both these chains have been sharpened a few times. I don't remember how many. They are the same exact chain. Let me grab something else in the same range here real quick. We'll see how it's running. I'm going to grab the Poulan 3400. It's crazy when you are not actually live. The adjustment is so easy to operate. When you go live, it becomes the touchiest thing you've ever felt. Anyway. All right, this one here is the Poulan 3400. It has a new chain on there now. This is the one that if you guys have been here on the lives before, I probably felt like I spent an hour attempting to make a chain and totally screwing it up. Anyway, I'm going to fire it up real quick and just run it through and see where it sits. Can't remember when I started this one last. I'm going to go no choke. I watched a video today. It was Buck and Billy Ray, and he was saying a lot of these old saws, especially these McCullochs, give them a couple tries without the choke, and I kind of have found that to work a lot, really, to be honest, in a lot of my situations, especially this temperamental one sometimes, you know. So I give it a couple tries, then I put the choke on, and anyway, I just watched that today and try to listen to everything that guy says because he has all those years of experience. You guys know me, I'm greener than that saw. I did mess with the tune on that one. It was really rich. I think it should be okay now. We'll fine tune it a little bit if necessary. You can see this one here is a little bit knotty on it. So, yeah, it's a little harder than normally. At least we get some of those clear sections of line there like nothing to cut through. Yeah, anyway, I'll let it warm up for a second. Appreciate everybody for being here. I like to just kind of hang out and, you know, not take it too seriously. And I'll go back through the comments and learn hopefully quite a bit from you guys. Very much hardwood here. But when you do get some of that oak, you realize how hard that can be. But anyway, we'll let it warm up once real quick. I'll lean it out a little bit once it's warmed up. better. Just that leaning that out that tiny bit, it makes it feel like I don't have to really dig it into the wood as much to stop it from four-stroking. And these chains here at this little safety nub here right next to it, you know, I definitely would just right off the bat just take a little off the rakers. Probably would make that a little bit better. I'll grab the 360, and these are the 4 that once I get them kind of tuned in, I'm going to take them into the shop, clean them up, clean the filters, and then try to do my best to do a really accurate test. Even if that means one chain, you know, one new chain for all of them or whatever it is, I would like to get them as close as possible. So I have the Mac 1010, the 3400, and the Stihl 32, and the Homelite 360. And I don't know, here, let me grab the other saw I was thinking about instead of the 360. All right, here. So as far as the comparison, I didn't know exactly what Homelite to use. I felt like this one is such a good representation of, you know, kind of Homelite and what it means. And the 360 I felt like was a little different to me. You know, these are the ones I always think of as the XL12 and, you know, some of these older Homelites. This one, the chain is completely gone. Last time I tried to start it, it didn't want to start. Probably flooded it. I have no idea. We're gonna leave the choke off, throttle lock on, and just see if it'll start. All right, choke on. Switch is on. This is when you start to panic and you just pull excessively and just rip the cord right off. Okay, well, I guess the 360 is the one that's going to go up against. I also have an XL12, but that one needs some a fuel tank repair. Let me grab something else here real quick. I use these little bottles as a painter when I was working for a collision shop, a huge corporation. I'm not sure if you could probably guess what corporation I used to work for. But you know, they're the ones that kind of, working with them kind of made me realize I wanted to do other things, and I wasn't getting any younger. So if any of you young guys have any question about doing anything, I mean, that job I was making, I don't know, more than what people say is good money. And you know, it did a lot of things for me. It got me through some hard times and some hard transitions in my life. But it was a job I never thought I could do when I was younger, and when I tried to do it, I was very successful and had some of the best numbers in the nation even. So anyway, we'll try to fire this up. I just poured a little prime down there. Yeah, it's time. I think I put this one on the bench. Check the plug. Let it sit. We'll try to fire it up again. I'm sure the plug is bad on this one. Let me see what else we got here real quick. You know, I had thought about the XL101 and throwing that in there, you know, as part of it. But it's so old, it's kind of a different category almost. And I don't know who used these saws, what they were, and I know so many people love the 1010 for firewood. And the 1010 is one I'm actually liking more and more. I think it's just, I got to tune them in correctly and lean them out a little bit and feel more comfortable with it. I'm getting better every day. Like, I don't want to like lean out a saw too far and burn something up. But this little thing right here, I don't know how many miles are on it or hours or what you would say, but so far it's just been a little ripper, so we got to fire this one up just because. Yeah, this one didn't make the list of the 4. I'll check the comments, but if you guys think that a 360 would be a better match against the 1010, the 032, and the 3400, or if it would be the Super XL automatic. The XL automatic normally runs well. Probably just, really all of them will get a plug probably tomorrow or before I do the final video. Like I said, I've been leaning towards the 360 just because it seems like it kind of makes sense. Let's make a cut with this one. Eventually, I would like to rebuild all the carburetors and really kind of go through them. But I have my other saws are much higher priority. These ones right here, I just have a lot of fun with. But I love the larger stuff. So we have an 038 right now that I've just been kind of hesitant to put together. Super excited about that one, and also going to port the Neotech 872i, which I thought about porting that saw live. Just kind of take it in the shop and take a few hours. I mean, you know me, it'll be totally wacky, I'm sure, and take forever. But yeah, I thought about porting that one live. I'll shut up now and fire this guy up. Oh, she wants to run. I move those all day, and that pine is so heavy. Okay, that sounds much better. Yeah, like I was saying, I want to take you guys out on like a firewood run. There's some places, I pretty much live right, I live right in the middle of the forest. So right here, if I go up this hill, there's one house that's like really old, and then it's, I forget how many miles, but it's just straight forest. Most of it clear cut, most of it logging forest. And then you go like 2 miles, you cross a river, and then it's another huge cascade forest. Some of the biggest. If you're ever into camping and stuff like that, you can go out there and drive for days, and there are some of the most amazing spots. And the cool thing is the spots change, not just only seasonally, but as the clear cuts change, they open up new logging landings. And logging landings, you know, they take out all the trees, and one of the advantages to that is that you have all these beautiful places that you can camp at and have views, you know. So, you know, you hate to see the forest gone, but at the same time, that's the reason you can access it is, you know, and a lot of guys make their money, and I mean, all these saws here, this is all where they came from, is, you know, these woods. I know most of the ones here are homeowner saws, besides this guy right here. If you guys know, if anybody used any of these kind of smaller ones out, like lemon trees out there, in the 70s and 80s, I'm sure the 1010 was something that was out there. I don't know about the other stuff. I mean, I have to assume maybe the Stihl. I don't know about this thing. I always thought this was more of this Homelite is a homeowner saw. Let me know in the comments though. We'll try to fire up this over here again. Just want to say I appreciate everybody being here. I just want to, you know, have a place just to say hi and, you know, start a few saws and just share the passion that I have for chainsaws. And it kind of came from YouTube and guys like, you know, Buck and Billy Ray, and he's so supportive of the younger guys. And I'm pretty old, but guys like that, you know, they really make you want to, you know, they're inclusive. I like inclusive people, so I do my best to not pretend like I know what I'm doing or act like I'm some know-it-all or whatever. So I like to learn, and then I'd like to pay attention to the old guys and get as much as I can from them, because you know, if you come in and just pretend you know everything, it's not going to work out well. So let's see if I can flood this saw again, or if it'll even want to start. All right, she's going on the bench before before I do anything else with this one. You know, this one can just go with the heart, right? No, I actually like these saws a lot. Some about the blue ones are really nice. This style though, I think it's JT's saw shop. He's a younger guy, and he does a lot of videos. He does these like walk around videos. He just recently did one of a Craftsman version of this, and I don't know why I love it so much. The Craftsman is all black. I think these are made by Husqvarna. The Craftsman also has like a gold right here. Anyway, I like that saw, you know. I mean, it has like a brown color on it. For whatever reason, I really like that, and I really like these ones. They've been kind of growing on me. So there's a 5200 out there that eventually I will find. And possibly this weekend, I'll be headed towards like the Mount Hood area. And I'm hoping to meet up with, haven't called him yet because I'm still kind of debating if we're going to make it or not. But we're thinking about camping around the Mount Hood area. And I was going to stop by and say hi. There's a collector who just kind of reached out and just said he had some really cool stuff. And I guess he's got stuff from the 40s. And I would love to sit down and talk and take a look at the collection and just talk with people like that, just to get that knowledge. You know. Anyway, let's see here. We'll fire up this Echo. I was gonna have, kind of wanted this one in the challenge too, but this one's like 59 cc. It's the 602 VL, and I think it's it's like a 59 cc saw, but it's really not that powerful. But if I were to compare them to weight, it outweighs all of them probably. And very, very well built saw. It did not make the list. We're just gonna make a quick cut because this is a place to see more saws, like I say in my bio. It's, you want to see more saws or see some saws, they're right here. So pump that up, hit the clutch, or hit the throttle lock, hit choke. Switch, I guess, doesn't really matter on this one, but we'll just do it for good measure. Oh, I keep forgetting I have a paracord here. So now you have to manually hit the decompression back to the position, which I didn't know that the first time and wondered what was wrong with it. Oops. That was my fault. I started it twice with the choke on. There, that should be a little bit better. In theory. Yeah, I should probably check the oil on this one. Seems a little dry. Really cool feature too on the Echoes from this era. The adjustable oiler is just right here on the top. Very cool feature. Something I wish a lot of saws still had. I mean, the Stihl, you can do it on the bottom, and you know, it's nice you can still adjust them, but that one's kind of cool. I can see why they don't do that though. Yeah, it's about time I run to town and get bar oil that's not hyper tough, and really any bar oil at all. I'm pretty much out. So much so it's hard to pour. Let me see if I got some more. All right, I found this stuff earlier, and I was so happy to find it. I do not know how old it is, but it is definitely years old for sure. So happy to have it. Also, you know, I like to spill it all over everything just to keep it all lubed up. That's not true, I just handle on this one's kind of in the way. Make a couple more cuts with it. I really like these Echoes. I've actually got a bunch of stuff coming on the channel. I have some stuff that I haven't been running. I just haven't gotten running. So I'm going to do a couple videos on just kind of getting some of these old ones going again and do some of the process that I do, which is probably more chaotic than what you guys do. But let's fire it up real quick. Very nice. Really like that Echo. Let's fire the Stihl up here real quick and make a couple cuts. like crazy hard and try to drill these things in, and I do feel like the steel chain is a little bit on the has a little bit of the edge today. So that was basically just two nice basic cuts. Also, you know, you guys know me. Wouldn't be a Seesaws video unless my air cleaner flew off or tipped something over. Anyway, that wasn't that bad, to be honest. This thing does so well. And if you guys want, I'll get out the 261 and kind of just, it's in the same size range as these. And I'll just run a rip with that one as well. So, let's fire up the McCulloch. And McCulloch, please keep in mind the chain probably is not as good. See how she does. Perfect timing. Now I know both of those saws would benefit this one from a little better filing, and both of them it's time to knock the rakers down a little bit. I've had a couple files and it's that time. But now I'm gonna fire up this modern guy here. 261 always seems to work really well, and just to give it a quick start, use the decompression. Not necessary on this one, but kind of nice. I also plan on doing some more videos inside the garage a little bit more, and I'm going to take you guys out in this vast forest behind me here and anywhere and get a good reception. I'll see if we can go live. I hope today's reception, or I hope service and everything is good today and nice and clear. We'll make a few touches with 261, but yeah, we got a lot more. I've got kind of a chainsaw shop going on back here, so yeah, anyway. Fun. I actually really enjoy it. I want to tell everybody thank you for all the support. Everybody's been really, really nice. It's really cool watching some of these other channels grow and come along. And stock community has just been, like I said, it's just been really great. You know, there's so many good guys out there to follow, which if you're on this channel, you probably saw them long before me. So I appreciate everybody, and just, you know, remember to just kind of just be as good as you can, and always be nice to people. I mean, be good to everybody if you can, at least once or twice, and after that, you know, just do what you like. But yeah, I appreciate everybody, and got a lot going on here. We got some new stuff coming up that's going to be running here soon, and got some more live videos coming. I'm thinking about if anybody's interested in a live porting of the Neo Tech chainsaw, I'll do the whole process live, and see if I can get it all put back together without destroying it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I appreciate everybody. Love you all, and glad to be here, and thanks again.